How do you know when to tap and when to fight against the submission? How do you know when you can get away from something or you're about to destroy your body and be out for the rest of your life? Let's talk about this. So I haven't seen no one really talk about this, but it's a very like nuanced thing of when you're training in Jiu-Jitsu. Let me give you some examples. Let's say someone gets a rear naked choke and you're sitting there. This is good for white belts. This is really good for white belts to learn. You're sitting there and you're fighting against the choke, right? Now you feel that you can get out, right? But you just, whatever. He has me in the position. And he's a higher belt than me. Forget it. I'm just gonna tap. And then you find out it's always that infamous like, oh, like I didn't have that, or oh, you almost was out. If you would have waited like 2 or 3 more seconds, my arms would have gave out. So then the question becomes that no one ever talks about is when should you keep fighting? Because then you have, let's say for example, a different scenario, right? Someone catches you in an arm bar and your arm is fully extended, right? And you decide, I don't think he has it. So you decide, let me try to get out of this. And then you break your entire arm. I have seen this. I have seen that before, you know? So what, you get what I'm saying? Like what's the answer, Smitty? Since you think you know every damn thing. Well, here we go. This is what I want to talk about. We're gonna, like I said before, and I said in a couple other of my videos, I really want conceptual jiu-jitsu to be, I'm trying to help people raise the just the general population with conceptual jiu-jitsu, meaning I want you to really think about this. So you have chokes and you have breaks, okay? It's a big difference. So in jiu-jitsu, this is gonna blow some of you guys' minds. It's separated by you either choking someone like with the windpipe, or you're breaking like a joint, or destroying ligaments or something. So in my opinion, if you are being choked, okay, I believe that you should dogfight chokes. Now you need to have enough discernment to know when you might be going out. I have never ever been put to sleep. I've never been put to sleep, and I know my limits. Like I will, even sometimes, like it's a nuance. Like I said, it's a nuance to know when you're about to go out. You either you know it or you don't. But I do believe that you should typically fight almost to the end when it comes to chokes, because if you lose a choke, I mean, the worst is you're gonna go out, but you'll know. I feel like you should know. If you get passed out and you go to sleep, I feel like that's your fault. That hot take. I feel like people who get put to sleep, it's their fault. And hot take. I haven't been put to sleep, so I'm gonna stand on that. But when it comes to joint breaks, right? Joint locks and stuff like that, I do believe if you do not know the actual, if you don't know the procedure to get out of an armbar, tap. If you don't know the procedure to escape a heel hook, tap. If you don't know the procedure for any leg lock, really, just tap. You get what I'm saying? Even a Kimura, you don't know the procedure to get out, tap. So that's when you should, and you need to know the difference. So for those who don't know, I say it all the time. There's 6 families of submissions. There's 6. So you have guillotines, right? You want to get out of a guillotine. You can fight. Now sometimes, yeah, some chokes do turn into like spinal cranks, but at least so far, I haven't seen anyone strong enough to actually sever someone's neck. Like you're gonna feel a few pops before your whole neck is severed or whatever. But you have guillotines. The worst someone could do is pop your neck. I haven't seen no one's head fly off yet. I hope I don't, you know. Then you have rear naked chokes. I do believe with rear naked chokes, you can fight out of it. Now there is something called a mandible strangle, where basically they're not choking your your carotid arteries, they actually start trying to break your jaw. You'll feel that. You want to tap to that. But for the most part, for most rear naked chokes, I think you should dog fight to the end for that. Then you have, what's another one? A triangle choke. Now, this is a nice little tidbit. When it comes to triangle chokes, I think I have a little bit. I wear earrings for a second. I wear earrings to flex that I don't have jacked up cauliflower ear, but I kind of have it. I don't know if you guys kind of see it a little bit. This one's from Muay Thai, from always blocking someone, my glove hits my own ear. And then this one's from Jiu-Jitsu right here, constantly. And the funny thing about it is, I got this from submitting people. When I get my Kimuras on my, right side, I always bridge up and I scraped the top of my ear. So that's how I got my cauliflower ear. When it comes to triangles, I'm gonna let you know, that's probably where you're gonna get your cauliflower from. That's probably it. And this is some type of way if you don't agree, but I feel like people who have massively bad cauliflower ear usually suck in jiu-jitsu. That's my hot take. That means they got caught in a lot of chokes and they had to pull themselves out of the choke. So that, unless they were a wrestler. I know wrestling's a little bit different. But jiu-jitsu, you have a guy who's just been doing jiu-jitsu and he has this massive jacked up cauliflower ear. He probably finds himself escaping a lot of chokes, triangle chokes or stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? That's just a little hot take right there. But triangle chokes, you should dogfight your way out of a triangle choke. Unless they triangle armbar you. That's another totally different thing. But then now, so that was 3. We had the guillotine, rear naked chokes. We had the triangle chokes. I believe you should dogfight yourself out of it. There are technical ways to get out. Even I feel like the chokes are the only ones that you could explode, just spaz out. You get what I'm saying? That's the only ones you could really just spaz out and you won't get hurt. You will be judged though. You will be judged. Your training partner will judge you, but I don't care. If you're choking me, spaz out. You get what I'm saying? Triangle chokes, guillotines, rear naked chokes. Now, let's talk about the ones that you should probably just tap to. Arm bars, Kimuras, leg locks. Remember I said there's 6 families of submissions. There's 3 choking submissions and there's 3 breaking submissions. These are the arm bars, attack your elbow. Kimuras attack your shoulder. And then you have leg locks, attack your knee or your foot, your ankle. And then you got some wrist locks too in there, but I don't. That's actually the sneaky 7th. But I haven't really been able to talk to people about the 7th forms of the 7th family of 6 families of submission. The dark 7. That's basically neck cranks and stuff like that. So, but just keep six families. Just keep it like that. But anyways, back to the breaks. So you have armbar, Kimura, and then you have leg locks. That's your knee and your ankle. And your foot as well. Your foot too. You can get your foot broken too from toe holds. Those right there, if you don't know how to get out, tap. Because if you're just trying to there's been a couple of people I've seen who you don't want your ego to get the best of you when you're in a joint submission hold. Don't do that. If you don't know how to get out, tap. Don't even for me, there's been a couple of times where I don't want this particular person to submit me, but if I feel that they have a good joint lock, I just tap and I get them on the next round. All right, whatever, I'll get you on the next one. But if it's a stranglehold, a chokehold, no, I'm gonna fight as hard as I can. You get what I'm saying? So those are the 2 differences you need to know. And some people might maybe there's some people in here that might be like, hey, well, Smitty, what about how do you get out of these? How do you escape these? Well, that's a whole nother story for a different day. With arm bars, honestly, to be honest, that's actually kind of funny. And I will give you this before I leave. When it comes to joint locks, there is a certain way of unwinding the joint locks. Every single joint lock requires a step to it. And the enemy of it is movement, especially the armbar. If someone's trying to catch you in the armbar, as long as you're constantly moving, you could probably get out. But you might go the wrong way and snap your arm in half. I have seen that. I have seen that before. For those who's curious, I was at a competition. It was when I was I just became blue belt for no-gi. It was like the third competition I was at, and I seen this guy. He was this other guy caught him in the armbar. And now, for those who don't know, when someone catches you in the armbar, you have to look away from this. Let's say someone caught me in the armbar over here, and they're over here on my right. I look away, and then I look this way, and I turn away. I know that. Just follow me here. So if you turn this way, right, which is called the hitchhiker escape, it looks like your arm gets folded, but you're out. Now, if you look this way and you go this way, or maybe you make your arm go that way while you go this way, your arm, instead of doing this, it folds the other way. I have seen it, and I knew instantly. I said, his arm is broken. Everyone's like, what? I said, he kept going. I was telling everybody, stop that match. His arm is broken. And then all of a sudden, he got up, and he was, like, his arm was limp and jelly. So I hope that lets you know, like, that's where your ego is going to get you. There you go. So, that's the nuances. Is there anything else? No, that's the nuances. You should try to fight through chokes. And if you don't know the steps for the joint locks, tap. And what else? Your ego. That's another thing. I spoke about the ego already, but still, know your ego. You gotta check your ego, dog. Trust me. It's happened to me many times. Joint locks. Now I'm repeating myself. Type away any injuries that you guys have seen. Type away, like, maybe there was times where you thought you was gonna get out and you didn't get out. I've never been put to sleep, so I'm really hard to submit, and I don't let people choke me, to be honest. Let me think. Have I ever? All right, I'll do that off camera. You guys take care.